introduce you to Shani Dowd. Shani's a remarkable individual. She's been a longtime Board of Trustees member with us. She's been a leader and innovator in multiculturalism throughout her career in healthcare equity and in LGBTQI issues throughout her career. Thank you so much, Shani.
Juneteenth is one of those holidays that's not well known in New England, though it's beginning to get more traction here in New England. But it's well known in many parts of the South, and particularly in Texas where it originated. Most people think that when Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, all the formerly enslaved people danced in the street and we were free, we were free, we were free. It didn't happen that way. The Emancipation Proclamation was delivered in 1863, and it deliberately excluded all of those states that were not part of the Confederacy. Privileged people of the South, who were quite literate, quite cosmopolitan, knew about the Emancipation Proclamation. But they also knew that most of their slaves, indeed the vast majority, couldn't read or write. So they had no way of learning about this proclamation unless the whites told them. In the bulk of the eastern South, like the Carolinas, Georgia, where there was a lot of military action, gradually the word began to kind of spread that there had been this proclamation, the South had lost the war, that the enslaved peoples were now might be free. And it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, General Gaines led a fleet into Galveston Bay in Texas and landed an army on the shore of Texas. Now, it couldn't happen a lot before that because the Union forces were still tied up in skirmishes and cleanup actions in the rest of the South. But by this time, the South had basically been defeated, and now you could put troops together, put them on a flotilla of boats, and send them into Galveston. That's why it's June 19th that is celebrated, not the date that the proclamation was actually written on. That was the date that the first enslaved people heard the proclamation read from the State House steps in Galveston that the slaves had been freed forevermore. All of these things are part of the fabric of the U.S. And so when you hear the mantras, "Make America Great," America is a great country, but it's greatest in its promise, what it could become. I hope that those of you who are paler of hue than I will tell this story to your children so that your children are educated, your children understand the meaning of this history. This is the official flag of June 19th, and I wore it in honor of this holiday today. Happy June 19th.
It's really powerful for me to kind of try to absorb all that I can, because I want to know more. I want to, be a champion of equal rights for everyone and understand my privilege, because it was always a conversation that, no, everyone's equal now, and it's not equal.
As I reflect on the great words by Shani Dowd, can't help but to think of the quote, "You've got to work twice as hard." If we aren't sharing information and knowledge about politics, history, anthropology, and financial literacy with each other as a Black community and those who are allies to the Black community, we are missing out on freedom.
Dear ancestors, from 1619 that arrived in Virginia with the first slave ships, this is for you. I imagine it will speak of your bloodstained tears at night. It will tell stories of slave narratives with a common theme, freedom. We celebrate you. Your victories have led to greater victories. It has bred hope for generations to come. Hopefully, it will give birth to the best rendition of freedom.
I do want to just say that, as a white person who did not grow up knowing about Juneteenth, that I'm well aware that our country was created to a large part on slavery, and that we're the wealthiest country in the world to a large part because of slavery. And, we all own that. We're going to start with William James College and make it an annual holiday here. And hopefully there'll be a ripple effect, and we'll talk to people about it, and everybody will know about it, and it'll become more of part of our awareness as a country.
And I just want to comment that if any of you are interested in learning more about what it was like for the enslaved people to live, so I encourage you to go to the Library of Congress, seek out these archives. They're not that hard to find, and like I said, they're free. You can read them online. So go educate yourselves.